M tried to steal my baby. I'm getting sued. We go to court on April 14th for the criminal charges against M for attempted kidnapping. I didn't expect to update before then, but then this happened. Me. It's a me. DG. Delivery man, disguised guy M. Entitled Mom EK. Entitled Kid Me and BB went to the park this morning. We got back around 11 a.m. There was a man standing on our porch, looking lost. BB was in her stroller sleeping. I put my hand in my purse, and onto my mace. Me. Can I help you? DG. I'm looking for a first name, last name. I have a package for her. He pulls out an thick envelope. It was Cardi B level THICCCC me. I am her, I can take it. Takes the Cardi B envelope. As soon as it is in my hands, and I sign for it, DG rips off his fake mustache and delivery guy hat. Revealing his real identity, illegal intern DG. Cool. You're being sued, by the way. Good luck. Yup, that's right, I'm being sued by M. Why would the woman who tried to snatch my baby be suing me? How much damage could I have inflicted? Well, apparently I did $25,000 in damage. In this poor envelope was about 10 million pages detailing how she is suing me for everything that is wrong in her life. Apparently I had broken her nose, so she's suing me for not only related medical bills, but she also wants me to pay for them to fix her pre-existing toad nose. Oh, and of course, emotional damages to her and her child. Apparently M has anxiety and depression because of ME. EK has PTSD from the indecent. Finally, I'm also being sued for slander and character assassination, because how dare I say she tried to steal my baby. Of course at the end she said she would be willing to settle out of court if I would drop the criminal charges. Well, I took that letter to my lawyer and he said the judge would laugh her out of court, especially if the criminal trial goes in our favor, which is basically guaranteed. So I will be seeing her in court on April 14th, and I will see her again in July for the civil case. Minor update. Thanks everyone for your support. I apologize that I got my dates mixed up. The trial began today, not yesterday, mom brain. Today was the first day, we go back tomorrow, and maybe Wednesday. Today was really draining, so I will give you the whole update once we have an official verdict and judgment later this week. That's what my ex likes to do too. He's charged with a violation of the protection order I have against him. He sends a menacing email to both my mom and lawyer detailing how I used a gov computer to hack his computer, how I am a pedo, and many other things. He did say he wouldn't pursue anything in court if I bought him a new computer and dropped the PO though. More likely. M's lawyer. After trying and failing to convince her otherwise, I want to advise you on the record that you have almost no chance of success if you choose to proceed with this. M. I don't care, you're wrong and weren't there. She assaulted me and it's her fault I'm in this situation. I'm the one who's paying you, you have to do what I say. M's lawyer. Very well, my rate is X and you will have to make payments as we proceed, starting with Y immediately. I'll start writing up the documents. Holy shit, what is with this sub? The original post and this update is 100% unadulterated bullshit. What do you get out of making up bad fiction on the internet? The criminal justice system does not work this fast. More importantly, processor servers aren't disguised like that. Nor do they stick around at the door. If she said she received certified mail, or she described a minimum wage employee in a company truck, I would have believed it a little more. This is just a parody of this sub. Her original post is from 9 days ago. You don't think in 9 days someone can hire a lawyer and have a person served? I've done that, so I bet others can too. And 9 days for someone to file a police report and get a court date? Let's be clear. She hasn't gone to court yet, she only has a court date scheduled for a month from now. How is that fast? And from this exchange she had 9 days ago during her original post, we can see that by the time she posted the original story it was already going to court. So she didn't even do all this in the last 9 days. She did it all in the days, weeks, months before she posted, and the only new development is that 9 days after posting, and maybe a month after the incident, the kidnapper mom is now suing her. There is no indication that any of this is rushed. That's just your narrative. It could be a true story, could be a false story. But it sure as hell isn't going too fast, when we have no idea the date of the original incident and it was already going to court by the time of the original post. What the legal intern, delivery man did was wrong. They are not allowed to falsify their appearances to look like someone else. They are supposed to say that they have documents for X person, as well as go into some form of details of the documents, legal paperwork you are being given, and go from that point. Sue back for attempted kidnapping. Yo, you have evidence for this, do you not? In fact, does she have evidence to claim you as suspect? I'm no lawyer. But if Phoenix Wright has taught me anything, it's this. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Even in real life it's everything. Phony evidence is thrown out and only the truth can remain. Please countersue, including for the injuries that your newborn and you suffered. I'm not a doctor, but reading your last post, it sure does sound like you sprained your wrist when defending your child and your newborn has whiplash from being jostled, and y'all both are suffering punitive damages. Just an educated guess of what your lawyer can come up with, especially if they get a copy of the CCTV, and equally important, the actual arrest record for that woman's attempted kidnapping. Get a life, Em. You aren't special and you tried to kidnap a baby from a mother. What did you expect from a mother when you attempted to kidnap her child? If you did that to me, the damages would be far worse than you'd imagine. You were lucky that you got a broken nose for that incident. You caused the incident by thinking that you can kidnap a baby from its mother's arms. So, I bet you lose your case and you be put in jail for attempted theft. And to the op, I hope you win the case and still get to keep your baby. Also, I hope that the court will make M to pay you for wasting your time with the judicial system. You clearly are a competent mother and will harm whoever tries to take your baby from you. If that M did that to my mom and tried to take me away from my mom, then that M wouldn't even dare mess with her again. You have video evidence, that envelope and her ridiculous charges, witnesses and that dumbass of a woman who will probably turn the tables against herself. She will most likely lose, but you'll probably get a warning. I don't know how lawsuits really work, but I think if she loses, she has to pay. About 7 years ago, my grandparents bought my family, mom, dad, me and kids, a house, with help from a realtor from their church. 2 years ago, my grandpa died. Then a couple months later my aunt, lived with grandpa and grandma, died. Had to put grandma in a nursing home for her dementia. A couple months later, the realtor, henceforth JJ, sues us. I can't remember why, but we all knew she was trying to get our grandpa's money. He was an Air Force, retired vet, and well off, and she knew that, being the realtor who sold the house. JJ claimed things like my dad was beating my mom. Not true. JJ had been friends with grandparents for 12 years and therefore should be named executor of grandma's estate because my abused mom clearly wasn't fit. Yes, they had been at same church for 12 years, but according to my aunt, JJ had started talking to her and grandma a lot more before Gramps died. And how we didn't care because we didn't show up to Aunt's funeral. For the record, she had planned Aunt's funeral by herself and held it without telling us and then made it look like we didn't care. She also pretended to be my mom so she could close one of my grandma's bank accounts and give the money to herself. Judge laughed her out of court after realizing all her statements were hearsay. I do not know about any criminal charges. In case you had any doubts, court does not go in favor of stupid entitled people. Ask your lawyer if you can countersue for emotional distress. She tried to steal your baby. How can you ever trust strangers again? Pain and suffering and slander. If the criminal trial goes against her, as you believe it will, you should easily win the counter-sue, and then she will have to pay you money on top of everything else. Best of success to you in April. Do please update us with the outcome. She literally has no ground to stand on. She initiated the conflict in the coffee shop, the cameras picked up everything. No grounds as for the slander and character assassination sues. She also has no grounds, since no names were ever mentioned, as a rule of this subreddit, most likely exactly because of situations like this. The case is null and void, and yeah, your case is most like guaranteed at this point. As a law student, I am both laughing and outraged at the DG. Laughing BC, he clearly should change careers and go to drama school. Outraged BC, that's very unprofessional behavior. Anyway, she's got no footing to sue you, it was self-defense. Only way any judge could consider her petition is if you used excessive force, and even so, some judges would be willing to use a loophole to deny her petition just on principle because of her behavior.